Reference designators are needed in different situations. One situation is when we are reading a connection list from electrical CAD. In the connection list, we will see not the part names, but the reference designators. That's why we have to assign also reference designators, to our parts to be able to make automatic connections from the ECAD. Also, we need reference designators. If you would like to have pin tables on our drawings, because the pin tables are created by reference designators. So, but there is a difference between wires and cables. If you are creating wires, your wires are connected directly to the connectors. In this case, the reference designators should be on the connectors itself. But when we are using prefabricated cables, the prefabricated cables already have their end connectors together prefabricated. It means that now our reference designators should be not on the connectors itself, but on the counterparts of the connectors. In this case, we should say, okay, this connector, this cable end connector is connecting to XY55. Okay, so as you see, example, we have a wire, and wire is connecting to a connector XE75 on one end and XS15 on the other end. In this case, our wire, for our wire connection, we need to assign reference designators to the connectors. But when we look at the cables, our cable already has two connectors, and those connectors will fit to their counterparts. In this case, our connection is defined completely by giving the, reference designators to the counterparts. It means that in the ECAD connection list, we should write cable 67 is connecting to XE75 and XS15. You see the difference? In this case, we don't assign the reference designators for the cables to the connectors itself, but to the counterparts. Okay, now let's check. For example, here we have like a small cabinet, and here we have already the counterparts. So I'm using this new list table to assign references into the counterparts. As you see, the counterparts are already on the cabinet. And we get a preview picture, and this preview picture is also three-dimensional. So when I move the mouse, I see. I can also rotate in the small window, and also I get a like a small line which is always showing the part. So here, you can look to every part. Okay, those are the counterparts for cables. So the cable will connect to those counterparts. As I explained to you, for the cables we need to assign reference designators to the counterparts. So now I'm assigning reference designators to the counterparts. I check the picture and I just assign the reference designator. Okay, I will not assign to all of them, but let me just assign some of them. And this table is built automatically. SpaceCable is looking in the model space and finds all the parts which have defined coordinate axis, and they are listed. So I decide here to add reference designator to 5 parts. Those I don't need them, so I just leave them alone, and I save. So those counterparts have now reference designators. Okay, actually we are finished now, but to give you an idea, I will make a connection now. Okay, in this connection, I select one cable. Actually, this is nothing to do with the reference designator. I'm just showing you the counterparts. So I can select for the first connector this counterpart, and for the second cable connector, I'm selecting this counterpart. Okay, and I say okay, and the cable will be loaded and connected to the counterparts. Like I said, this is nothing to do with the reference designators, but I just wanted to show you that how the counterparts are working. Thank you.